So, Sean, question for you.
Go ahead.
How many innings does it take to score a run?
When you start a runner on second base yet, I mean, how can you go 5 innings and start a runner on second base and score no runs? And I know the pitching was good, but this is fundamental baseball. I mean, even good pitching, you can't prevent it. So that is so frustrating to me. Like, do we do suicide squeeze anymore, safety squeezes anymore, or just a fly ball to the outfield? Like, there are so many ways to get a guy home from second with nobody out.
Well, what I don't understand is for example, in the Boston game where we lost, like a guy on third with 1 out, right? Bottom of the ninth, you just hit a 2-run home run from Kyle Schwarber. Now you have that runner on third with only 1 out. You bring the guy home, you win. You don't want to go to that extra innings because of that reason, because you know you're going to stick a guy up on second base, and at that point in time, it becomes anybody's game, right? The next guy comes in, gives up 5 runs. I mean, nobody knows that's going to happen. But why wouldn't you, on a shallow fly ball to right, tag up anyway? You know what I mean? And just to see if you can't count on the next guy getting hit for sure. So why not take off and see if the guy can make a play and a good throw from the outfield? Or for that matter, like you said, lay down the bunt and see if you can't squeeze him home or steal home. I saw the other day, the guy from the Cubs, Ortega, stole home.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time, I was thinking about it today in the 5 inning, and I can't tell you the last time I've seen a suicide squeeze punt. That used to be a big thing. And I mean, you can't, again, as long as you guess right and know that you're getting a strike, or you are trusting the batter that he can get
at least a piece of the ball.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can't stop it. So, I mean, I don't know.
The thing is, too, is baseball is of the major sports, probably in terms of action, the most boring, right? I mean, maybe not boring is the right word, but it's kind of like football and hockey are like kinetic sports, right? Except for you get those little breaks in football when they go into huddle. Same with basketball. They're kinetic, right? They're just constantly moving. Baseball's like kind of hanging out in the hammock in the summertime, right? When occasionally you get up to go get a drink or something like that. To me, that's the comparison. So in baseball, a home run, a collision, but I think the most exciting play is when they lay down that bunt and you got all that action and boom, it's like the only kinetic play that you have in all of baseball.
Yeah. And, I was thinking about it today too. You know how the NFL changes, basketball changes, but you still have those old school coaches that still try the old way a little bit. Baseball, I can't think of like a manager that's still playing it the old way, or
not even Tony La Russa.
Yeah, like
who plays it the old way, probably drinking in the dugout.
And I was watching MLB.
I don't know that to be true, just speculation, guess on my part.
I was watching baseball the other day, and they were talking about they understood like the top half. You don't want just one run; you want to play for 2. But right. I would play for the 1 run because the team in the bottom half can't seem to get them home neither. So keep putting the pressure on them.
Well, the one thing is, if you're winning by 1, right, and the other team doesn't score, guess what?
Yeah, you win.
You win, right? To me, so that's the way I look at it. Speaking of winning, I went to bed last night, did the Sean thing. I said, "Oh, to hell with it." This game with the Padres and the Dodgers is taking way too long. Thankfully, late home run tied up a game that was otherwise. Trey Turner, dude, that guy makes more errors than like a kid out trying to get his first date. You know what I mean? The guy's just fumbling everything up. But anyway, so he cost the Dodgers a run early on, and then later on, they came back and tied the game and eventually won it in those extra innings. But 2-1 yesterday, I'll take it. Thankfully, I had upon further review, put that out on the website and took the Milwaukee Brewers to come through, and they made it look easy.
Yeah, they did. I was surprised.
I'm not. I picked them.
It's funny, too, you said about going to bed. That's one that you get frustrated if you do stay up and you go, I'm going to wait it out the 9th inning.
Dude, I had to get up. I had to get up too early this morning. I'm a win or lose. I don't care. It's not going to change the outcome if I go to sleep because I've been literally sitting here since about 7 in the morning, my time. It's now 3:30 in the afternoon, working on horse racing and more horse racing and more horse racing. So and this is my break. All right, but we got to get hustling because I got a lot more horse racing I got to do before tonight when we'll be live in about 5 hours. Sean and I and Tom and Terry. I don't think we got a guest, right?
No, we don't have a guest at the moment.
So we'll be talking about Saratoga's huge weekend. I think they have like 6 Grade 1 stakes races. Yeah, huge weekend of racing. Going to be fat money pools, and so like someone who eats cheesecake all day, all long, that's how fat they're going to be. So you're going to want to make sure that you get into those races because you're going to have an opportunity to make some money. Hey, Drew, did you catch my thing yesterday regarding the New England Revolution and the New York Football Club as to why that line is probably the way it is? I hope you did. If not, you can just take a look at the show yesterday. I covered it pretty well. Let's talk about baseball, Major League Baseball. The only thing that's going on today, Sean, tomorrow, on the other hand, is going to be action-packed. We're going to have NFL preseason football. Probably I'll pass because these games are really meaningless. And then MLS and, of course, baseball. So St. Louis Cardinals versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. You got, both numbers are within range, Sean. I think the St. Louis squad probably could be a play if you wanted them to be.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on it. I see St. Louis as probably winning, and I see them as a possible play, but this is one I did not target. Pittsburgh has been playing better at home, and I just haven't been one to always lay money on St. Louis.
Uh-huh. Well, looking at the game, the Cardinals are taking in almost more than 90% of the tickets, but a little less than that in terms of cash, but not all that far off. So some people, sprinkling a little bit of love towards Pittsburgh's way, just in case they get lucky and hit one there. As far as the game is concerned, it's closer to a 50-50 game than you might think. Specifically for the run differential, it's like 51-49, 50 and a half, 49 and a half. So it's really, really close. The Cardinals are underwater on the road. So I'm not a big fan of that. Although the projections are, according to my simulations, that the Cardinals would win about 61% of the games and at their current odds imply about 62. So it is essentially fair value for the Cardinals, but 50-50 run line, I'm going to pass. Arizona and Philadelphia. These Arizona Cardinals in the battle of Zacks, one with an H and one with just a Z. Are you going to take any side of any of these Zacks? Are you going to put an H on that, or are you going to take the one without an H?
I'm not going to take either. I would think the Phillies are the play, but Arizona, they just swept them last week or whatever. So Phillies are not playing good. This was a game I didn't spend too much time on.
Maybe you should have.
Oh, you find something?
Well, I feel like the Philadelphia Phillies are going to win this game. They got the battle of the Zacks. The Philadelphia Zack is a little bit better than at least this year, especially when you look at the home away splits. So in the battle of Zacks, Zach Effin, that's that Effin pitcher. He's better at home by a long shot than he is on the road. Both offenses kind of struggle a little bit. The Philadelphia surprisingly doesn't really produce a lot of runs, especially in that ballpark. However, I think this game is going to be one of those games that's going to, both starting pitchers are going to get out. The score is probably going to be like 4-3, 4-4. They'll both let up some runs. And then that Arizona bullpen, as bad as Philadelphia's bullpen is, Arizona's is worse. So I think it's a game Philadelphia wins in the later part of the game, probably 8th, 9th inning, get a win. And I'm going to take them right now. I can get them for -156. So I'm putting $30 on the Philadelphia Zach and the Phillies to win, and 97% of the bettors and money agrees with me.
Yeah, that's just too high of a line to trust this Phillies team that is really struggling to score.
No. All right. Next up, San Francisco and the New York Metropolitans. San Francisco's kind of had their way with the Mets.
Yeah, and this is one I love. This play here.
You love it. I'm going to run as fast as I can the other way. The last one you loved? Oh, my Lord. I think that ended Baltimore's losing streak. That's how much you love it.
Yeah, now they're starting one. Look at this. I mean, that's another topic. How do the Angels blow a 6-2 lead, and now they're losing today, like 14-2 or something? It's crazy. The Mets are not good against left-handed pitching. They're 14.
They're just not good.
25. They're not good, and they've been struggling really bad. Pitching matchup favors San Fran, even if you take the righty-lefty away with Alex Wood against Carrasco, who Carrasco came back. He did okay.
Wood. You ever see that, Beavis and Butthead?
Beavis and Butthead, yeah. That's actually, I'm not a big cartoon guy, but that's one I would actually watch.
Well, that says a lot. You, Sean. Now everybody knows.
Yeah, it's out.
Yeah.
So Carrasco came back. He did okay his first 2 starts or whatever, but now he's doing horrible. So this is an easy one for San Fran. The only thing that I question is the line.
Don't say words like easy.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm putting the J.
You're going to ruin my night, dude, with these words.
Just run to the window and bet the Mets at this point. I'll take San Fran. Everybody else just run to the window and take the Mets.
I was going to take San Fran, but after all that verbiage, easy, I don't know what to make of that. Well, anyway, I agree with Sean. I think when we've agreed, we're 3-0, so maybe we'll make it 4-0. So I think that the San Francisco squad is going to take this game. They do have the pitching advantage. It's not as big as you might think it is, but it's still pretty sizable in favor of Alex Wood. And then on top of that, the San Francisco team is one of the best teams in terms of producing runs on the road. I think they're number 2 or number 4. They're in the top 5. And then the New York Mets, you know what place they are in terms of runs scored at home?
Probably close to the bottom.
The bottom. Think about that. You got teams like Pittsburgh, Arizona. I mean, and they're at the bottom in terms of the number of runs scored. So they're going to score about 20 tonight and make us both look like fools. But I'm with you. I'm actually going to be crazier than you tonight on this one. So this way we're a little bit different. I'm going to take the run line here at -1.5. And with the -1.5, I looked earlier in the day, I was getting +135. Right now, that number is
probably jumped a little.
142. So I'm getting +142 to lay 1.5 runs. I feel like they're going to win by more than one.
And I'm getting what, about -115, 120?
So for you on the other side, you are getting San Francisco's -115 is the best number I can find.
Yeah. So the only thing that scares, besides me putting the kiss of death to it, the only thing that scares me is I feel like that line is way off with this matchup here.
It feels like it is. Maybe some of the San Francisco team is getting a rest tonight. Maybe they're not going to have their full allotment of offense. Washington and Miami. Miami is the favorite. Washington on the road. This was a game I looked at, but kind of got away from the public as far as they're concerned. The Washington Nationals are taking in a lot of the money. They're taking in the majority of the money. It looks like, hold on, let me just find it again real quick. My screen kind of went out on me. Yes, Washington's taking in an astounding 80 cents of the bets, but they're 50-50 split in terms of the tickets. People are loving some Washington in a plus line tonight.
Yeah, and I'm going to take them too. Again, Miami is not good against lefties. They're 13-25.
They're just not good against anybody.
Well, no, but Washington's not that great neither, let's face it. So you got to look at stats like that. You're 13-25 versus lefties. Washington was actually playing a little bit better than Miami. I know Miami won yesterday, but I'm going to take Washington for the third night in a row. I've split so far, so going for the series win in this series here.
It's going for the series W. Texas and Cleveland. A lot of I was looking at this game. I had Cleveland highlighted, but the pitching matchup seriously favors Texas.
Yeah, and then we got Texas versus a lefty where half their wins are coming against. Well, Blake finds it funny too. Half their wins come against lefties. So I'm not going to make this an official play, but this was one that really intrigued me, and this is the one that was on the outside looking in. I didn't want to trust Texas, but they got the pitching matchup, and they face good against lefties.
Yeah, you can't trust Texas on the road. They're a team that's kind of wrapped it up, I think, for the season, along with the Baltimore Orioles. Cleveland, I just can't do it because Lyles is one of their better pitchers, if Texas has such a thing. And Cleveland, the pitching matchup just totally favors Cleveland. I mean, the Rangers in this spot, so I can't take it. I don't trust it. Minnesota and Boston. Last night, boy, Boston broke my heart. Today, Chris Sale heads to the mound, -280. It's a negative run line. All the money is backing the Red Sox in this spot. Over 90% of the money, more than 80% of the bets. I can't, as anybody who watches know, I can't take this big ass negative run line or money line.
Yeah, these lines are crazy, and Boston should win. They should roll, but Minnesota's been playing them tough. I don't see that here, but I'm not taking anything with this value.
So you, Darvish, 90. over 90% of the money is on the Dodgers with Max Scherzer on the mound, but the ex-Dodger Darvish hasn't pitched that many times against his old squad. No, in his career, it looked like maybe 4 or 5 times, but he's got an ERA like 1 against the Dodgers. Last night's game was one of those games that it was a 50-50 game. Anybody could win. I got a feeling tonight's game is going to be another one of those 50-50 games that anybody could win. I can't take San Diego because I broke my rules 2 nights ago and I got clubbed over the head with it. I should have taken the Dodgers. That's what my Excel accounting sheet told me to do. That's what my qualitative research told me to do. But I went with my heart. I got batted. I'm not going to get batted tonight. Although if I were going to be tempted to break the rules, to cheat on my Excel, I would take the Padres tonight.
Really? So I'm going to make it official and take the Dodgers. Darvish just hasn't been the same pitcher lately. Padres are struggling to score, like we've said. Dodgers are starting to pick it up again. They're closing in on San Fran again. They're, within a couple games. So Scherzer's been pitching great. I'm taking the Dodgers, and again, I like this line against a struggling Padres team, -135.
You're going to take -135 for you can get 131. So -131 for the Dodgers, which I think is probably fair value for the Dodgers.
And before we go on, Razor Sharp Guys picks says, "What's up, guys?"
What's up, Razor Sharp? I like your show that you have on Thursday nights with all the horse racing and all that kind of stuff. Maybe someday Sean and I can come on and help you pick a few more winners.
Yeah, he's actually a friend of Tom and Tom, too. So he does his thing, and he does really good with his picks as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I saw a show before where they're going through the horse racing and the sports picks. That'd be a lot of fun, though. Thursday nights don't work for us, though, because we have the Players Edge podcast. But any other night, I'd be up for it for sure. I think it'd be a lot of fun. We can add maybe a little bit of flair. The New York Yankees, Oakland A's. This one I couldn't take. This one either, Sean. The Yankees are catching about 60 cents on the dollar, but only 70% of the tickets. So it looks like some of the so-called money people, the smart people, the insiders, feel like they can make a buck on the A's.
Yeah, and I don't really understand why. I mean, again, this is only questioning why are the Yankees -120.
Well, because the Yankees have won every game since the All-Star break.
Yeah, but the Yankees are scoring. Oakland's not. We talk about this all the time.
Well, Oakland can't score. They got their average batting average is like my weight, 220.
And they hit better against lefties than they do righties. So I'm going to take the Yankees to win again and continue this streak.
Yeah, I can't take the Yankees in this spot. As bad as Oakland has been in terms of scoring, they do score more at home. They're more productive at home than the Yankees are on the road. I can't take either side. But if I were going to do it, I'd probably take the home team and catch a plus line because Oakland's definitely a better team at home than they are on the road. All right, Sean, the last game of the night. I told you I wasn't going to break any more rules, but guess what I'm going to do?
You're going to break another rule.
I'm going to break a rule. So which rule am I going to break? Let's see if you can guess.
You're going to take Seattle just above your value here. Or you're going to do
I can get Seattle from
you're going to do over-under.
I'm going to do over-under. You got it. Looking at this game, I think Seattle wins this game, but Keller and Kikuchi, when they pitch against Kikuchi against 2 times against Kansas City, he's given up 9 runs in 11 innings. Kansas City's not all that bad against left-handed pitchers. And Seattle has pounded Keller when he's played against him. He's got like a 6 ERA at Safeco out there in Seattle. So I'm expecting a lot of runs in this game. The line is 8. I think it was 8. So hopefully I can get 7.5. I hate 8. You know what I mean?
I've seen 8 on DraftKings.
Yeah, it's just 8.
Yeah. Bummer.
Maybe I'll buy a half a run or something and get it 7.5. But I have a feeling that by the time we get to the 5th inning, this game's going to be over. So I'm not gonna put a full bet on it because I'm breaking the rules here, Sean. But I'm gonna put $20 on the Seattle Kansas City game to go over 8 runs.
Okay.
And I'm getting looks like -103. That's a good deal.
So
hopefully
this going back to breaking the rules works out for you this time because it has not been working out for you.
Well, I broke a couple rules when I won with Seattle, and then when we went head to head.
Yeah, you don't have to remind me on that.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to let you know that I'm so good that I can break the rules, Sean, and just take you on.
And win a game you shouldn't have won at all, but it's okay.
I know I should not have won the baseball game, but I feel like I should have won the over. 1-1 was probably the right thing, but I got lucky there. So I'll take lucky. It's sports betting.
Yeah, sometimes like they say, you got to be. Yeah, it's better to be lucky than good.
Well, they say that lucky is the crossroads of hard work and opportunity. So I can say that I work hard, no question about it, and putting all this stuff together. And there's a lot of back work in it too, of trial and error and refining and refining and refining. So when I first got started with baseball, I was getting my whooped. And then I was able to refine it. Looks like Razor Sharp says that his play for the day is $300 on the Oakland line, money line +2 in the Major League Baseball.
Yeah, so he's going against me here.
Smart guy.
Actually, he went against me before. I had Toronto over Seattle, and one of his plays was Seattle. And actually, when he sent me the pick, I was like, "Oh no, what did I do?" But I got
looks lucky. Like you can get +110, Razor. Go line shopping, my friend. Anything else, Sean, you want to cover today? I know some college football is coming up on Saturday, so we'll have some college football Saturday. Tomorrow, like as I mentioned, we'll have a lot more than baseball. We'll have baseball. We'll have some preseason football. We'll have some MLS soccer. Hopefully, we can catch a plus line for a home team that should dominate in the MLS. And then on Saturday, we'll be back too early for me to talk a little bit about college football. Sean says he's got one that he loves. So I'm ready to go ahead and fade it in my account.
Go the other way. Yeah.
Bet your ass I am.
What's interesting about the preseason here is this is the last game. Then they're going to have 2 weeks off, which was different than before with only playing 3. And then also, do we go back? This might be the week that you actually just stay completely away, or you go back to the unders. I would have to imagine you're going to get a lot of backup guys again and a lot of low-scoring games.
Well, aside from the 2 games I popped on because they, from what I read, I felt like I was going to get as close to a real game as possible. And so I bet them, and I'm glad to take money out of the preseason. I'm done with it. I won't be doing anything tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the NFL season. Hopefully it can be just as strong in the NFL regular season as I am in the preseason undefeated. That ain't going to happen. But in any case, Sean, tonight, you and I will be back at Horse Racing Radar TV and YouTube, or you can follow us on Facebook at Racing Radar or on Twitter, same handle. And here at Moneyline Madmen, just go down there and hit that subscribe button here at YouTube. Tell your friends about us, however it is you communicate. And you can communicate with us at, where at, Sean?
MoneylineMadman.com.
Or Twitter at Moneyline Madman, or Facebook at Moneyline Madman. Yep. All right, Sean, I'll see you in about 4.5 hours. Until then, let's see what's going on here. Hold on before we go. Great work, guys. Thanks, Razor. Look forward to working with you again, working with you someday. That'll be fun, I think. All right, guys, until we meet again, if you join us with Sean and I in about 4.5 hours, if not 23 hours and 30 minutes from now, may all of your tickets be winners. If you want them to be, fade Sean.